Nation, we are back with another goodie. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted the Graphk Show, whichever way you like to slice it. What's up, bro?
My brother, man, it's always good to do these shows. It's the best show that I think we can all agree that we put on. You already know, man. Salute once again, man, to the greatest chat also in YouTube history. Our guys, I see Green Dot Gang, Get Off My Lawn Gang in the building. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs. Also, hit that subscribe button, man. We're going into the off season. You know, you guys know every step of the way we will be live covering the draft, covering free agency. We are going to be activated all off season. One thing we do over here at Shillmore is we don't take breaks. We don't take time off. We are here. We are working. We are grinding for the greatest fan base in the world. And real quick, man, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Also, this live stream is powered by BetUS. Make sure you head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit.
Wait, did you realize that you also get on your next two deposits 125%?
But did you know what you needed to do in order to unlock that? Use promo code YouTube150.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you know what? The fast and easiest payouts in the industry, man. I don't know if you remembered that. But man, let me tell you something. There's none better, none greater.
Also up to $2,000.
Okay.
Got to put that out there.
You got to put that out there, man. You got to put the man. I messed up. But let me tell you, man, on over there. Shout out to BetUS, our proud sponsors.
Once again, salute to our proud sponsors. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Salute once again, man. Let's get to it. A lot to talk about. We know our brother Wasted had some family stuff going on yesterday. Good things. Great things. So he was not active yesterday. I know everybody wants to hear our brother Wasted's take on this game. We're going to break that down. We're also going to talk about some other interesting things here in the media. It's funny because I just got an alert right now while we're live that Patriots Insider, T. Higgins' contract will be the free agency priority. They will offer him the moon. New England has the most money in the offseason. I know you're not really big on paying T. Higgins anyway. I am one of those guys to bring him in. But it looks like New England's going to offer him a massive amount of money.
The quarterback, it makes sense.
Yeah,
they got the kid already. Yeah. Look, man, I am not. I think the wide receiver is like the last thing you do. The wide receiver is the last thing you do because you got to locate the quarterback. You got to have the offensive line. You got to have the defense.
Yeah,
it's certain things that are staples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver, you don't want to pay free agent money for him. You can draft big on wide receiver and try to hit that way. But if you're going to go out in the free agent market, you got to make sure when you bring the guy in, he's in the best situation to be successful because these guys are on winning teams calling quarterbacks out. Now, you look at A.J. Brown with the Eagles. A.J. Brown, you would think that
he has a serviceable quarterback with Jalen Hurts out there.
Yeah, and he's crying every day.
Yeah,
he's crying every day, man. So these wide receivers are very mercurial. They're divas. And all of them are that way. There's certain things that makes that diva-dom come out. I don't want to bring in. I've learned my lesson from free agent wide receivers with the Raiders. And one of the only ones I can remember coming here that was a big name was Jerry Rice, and it working. And that's because we had the quarterback.
Everything was in place at that point. So, no, I definitely agree with you. I just think that T. Higgins has always been a humble athlete. You never heard anything about him crying about anything. He just goes out there, goes about his business. Yes, durability is an issue, and that is the main reason why I would be okay staying away from him. But you're right. You want to have a quarterback in place. New England just drafted Drake May very high in last year's draft. Didn't leave him anything out there at the wide receiver position, and the offensive line. So they definitely are a team that should be in the running to bring him in, especially with the most money in free agency to spend. Salute to Jason Hall. What up, Graphk? How have you been, man? Hope you're well. I am cool, brother. Still getting over the flu. The Vince Carter meme, it hit me today. It said, I think I got another one in me. You know what I'm saying? So, I was going to go live this morning, and it only made sense. I hit my brother and said, yo, man, let's just tap in. Let's just do this show together. So, but one more day of the flu, hopefully, and I can get this out of me. But, Jay, hope everything is all in well with you and your family, brother, as well. Appreciate you on a $2 special. Salute to Gardner Minshew. Agree with Wasted. We can't put the cart before the horse like he did on the Oregon Trail.
Get the F up out of here, Gardner Minshew.
Minshew is definitely the wasted talent, like just fierce competitor GOAT. He is the guy that will come in here and literally just ransack the whole room in order to get to wasted talent. I have to give Minshew his props. Salute to Minshew for always. I always promote wasted talent slander. So if it's coming,
thank you. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, bro. What I want, I didn't want you to glaze over because this show is a serious show. It's a great show, but I have to take my shots whenever I get them. You said you have another one in you, bro. You gotta chill, yo. You got to chill. I heard that. Everyone else heard that. You got to chill.
You're right.
That's all.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to chill. Man.
You're right. I'm a fall back. For sure. Respectfully. Mondo effects. Ayo. Speaking of Ayo, because I see that Mondo put that. We're gonna start here. Yo, so yesterday, Aidan O'Connell goes out with an apparent knee injury, right? I thought initially Wasted, it was like a whiplash kind of situation.
Yeah.
He got pushed. I didn't know it was him landing on his knee. But apparently, they carted him off. They actually put his knee, they put it in the air. You know what I'm saying? They put it like they made sure that it was elevated. It looked bad. It looked like for a second there. Okay, well, let me say this. When he walked off the field, it didn't look bad. And then we're hearing things about, he's out immediately. You know what I mean? That he had a soft cast. I believe I've seen that a few places. It sounded like his career, not his career, but his year was over with.
Oh man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A report comes out today, and this is crazy because I just seen the second part of this that actually makes this kind of crazy and makes this look like an insane organization, even if that even can happen even more than what it is already. Ian Rappaport puts, Raiders QB Aidan O'Connell suffered a bone bruise in his knee. The MRI confirmed this morning. Sources say despite reports to the contrary, O'Connell hasn't ruled out Monday night's game. Desmond Ridder finished the game for the Las Vegas Raiders at quarterback and would play if Aidan couldn't go, right? And Desmond Ridder, revenge game, Atlanta drafted him. It'd be funny, right? But Tom Pelissero goes out there and he retweets this and he says, Aidan O'Connell believed last night he avoided a major injury, but no one told him otherwise. All things considered, a best case scenario here. So he believed last night that he avoided a major injury, but no one even told him what the hell was going on. So this was just a bone bruise that they made seem like it was way bigger than what it needs to be. What do you take from this situation, man?
I think they don't want him to play anymore this season. I think that they
thank you, because we're here. Okay.
Bro, I think Aidan, they're like, Aidan, man, tough break. Hey man, start gearing up for next season. I feel fine. No, your knee's hurt. Listen, Aidan, I've never seen a knee like this. Hey, listen. Hey, knee's pretty bad there, Aidan.
The meat is falling off the bone here, Aidan.
That's right. Not the meat. They're like, I haven't seen a knee like this since. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get a tendon from your arm to put it in.
That's the Napoleon McCallum knee.
yes, bro. We haven't seen this since Joe Theismann. Like, what's going on here? And bro, look, the Raiders are trying to do essentially what the Giants did. Anybody who gets hurt for the Giants, you just know you're going on IR, bro. You're going to injury reserve, bro. As soon as you can stub your toe, you can have turf toe, you are going on IR, brother.
Yep.
If you can play for the Giants, you going on IR. I'm telling you right now, because they've been just putting people out like in the infirmary, man. They're giving them the New York Giant scholarship, bro. And the Raiders want to do the same thing because listen, man, no pun intended, but they could smell it.
Yeah.
They can smell it, man. They could smell it in the air.
Yeah.
Like some bad pum pum. They could smell it. Yeah, yes, we're going back to that again. They can smell it. I'm telling you. The F out of here. The Raiders are like, we don't want you back. Desmond Ridder will rid us of winning, and this is what we need. The F is wrong with you, Aidan. So basically what the Raiders need to do is like, hey, man, Aidan, I don't – listen, man. I know you're ready to roll, but we want to protect you from yourself. We're going to start Desmond Ridder.
But Wasted, I have to say this. After watching that Aidan performance yesterday, that man may not win us another game. Initially, we're like, oh, if this is the Aidan O'Connell, we're getting to that almost beat the Chiefs, 340, 2 touchdowns, no picks. We may win a few games here. That Aidan O'Connell performance yesterday, even if he goes out there and fights with the bone bruise, 11 for 19, 104 yards, and he threw a pick. And there was a few of them that actually came back that Tampa Bay couldn't secure. You know what I'm saying? So the stat line doesn't tell it as bad as it really was.
Bro, it was E40 level, bad, bro.
Oh,
it's the tether ball.
Okay. All right, so no E40 slander will be tolerated.
No. I'm not saying E40 is a bad MC. I just want to say took a tether ball. That's all I want to say, right? Yeah, yo, but in all seriousness, bro,
I hate you, bro.
I look at this and I say to the Raiders, yo, the problem with Aidan O'Connell is that one game when he is good. That's the reason why he's a backup, and it's the reason why every time I come on the air, I say that we need to draft a quarterback. Because does Aidan O'Connell have some talent? Yes. At times, can he be good? Yes. But it's 1 out of 3 starts.
Yeah.
Leave you being a bad team every year with him playing, bro. That's the problem. The thing that separates starting level quarterbacks, high-end quarterbacks, there's only a little room with 3 guys who are just off the chart special, right? Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar. And
put Burrow in there as well.
Yeah, and maybe, and I was about to say Burrow, maybe you could put Burrow in there. You know what I mean? It all depends, right? I don't know if you could put him there because he hasn't exhibited that consistently like those guys have.
Been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but then after that,
guys have it.
But see, this is the thing. Well, Mahomes is one.
I'm not talking about Mahomes. I'm talking about Lamar and Josh Allen. But
but what I'm saying is I'm talking about on a regular season level. There are certain times with Burrow because he's been injured. I like Joe. I'm just saying, but Joe's my favorite quarterback in the National Football. I would love to have Joe here with the Raiders and yours too. But the thing is that I have to give it to those guys because they're playing at an MVP level throughout, and they haven't really had any major injuries yet. But getting back to the point, right? The thing is that's the difference. But then starters are good week in and week out. Aidan O'Connell is never going to be good week in and week out. Not at that. Maybe I could be wrong, but the way it looks to me is it is always going to be a roller coaster, and that's the reason why we got to seek better.
Fact. Salute to David Walker, man. Shout out to my brother. He said shootout though. So,
my brother David Walker, Brick City's very own. Shout out to my guy David, man.
Tank. Salute to my guy Walker in the building. I'm starting to think AP is on the tank, and he's back next year. A lot of rumors, a lot of rumblings, a lot of innuendos out there that, this is the case. We don't know this yet. We don't know who is safe, who is not. I'm going to say this, man. I seen Vic put out a tweet earlier about, kind of alluded to the fact that, I'm going to read this so I don't butcher it. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm rewording what Vic put out there. But I think he put basically, all right, let me see. Here we go. This is what our guy Vic put over on Twitter. Somebody asked him if he will be fired, I believe. And let me see. Hold on. He's talking a lot about this Aidan O'Connell situation, which is actually kind of crazy to me that Aidan didn't even know what the hell was truly going on with his injury, which is absolutely insane. I'm trying to find it. Okay, now I'm not seeing it, and I'm getting pissed. But basically, he alluded to the fact that somebody asked, well, would he be fired? And he was like, well, I don't know yet. Maybe they want to see what he does these next few weeks. No blowouts, be competitive, and maybe he sticks on to be the head coach next year. So all I'm stating is this. There's still a lot of up in the air with Antonio Pearson if he'll be the guy next year. There's a lot of, look, they're going to clean house. There's a lot of this. There's just so many different.
Let's be for real, bro. let's be real. The only reason why this stuff is floating out there and they're saying it's up in the air, it's up in the air because we don't know yet, right? But if you're dealing with logic, there's no metric to where you can say, give this guy his job back. There's no metric, bro. Like, yo, you could sit up there and compare him to other people.
Unless it was the plan. If it literally was the plan.
Yeah, and I don't see it being that way, right? I never saw it because this is the thing, man, and this is what we can't lose sight of. AP became the coach because last year they were looking at, finishing the season off. They didn't have a lot of high hopes or expectations. The team kind of advocated for Antonio Pierce and twisted Mark Davis's arm.
Yeah.
Right? They twisted his arm because Mark Davis, in his mind, wants to go get a big name guy who's been successful. That's always kind of been, if you leave it up to him and his own volition, that's what he does. He went and got Gruden. That's what he wanted to do. And he went out and he got Josh McDaniels. Mm-hmm. Right. And when he was forced to hire somebody that he didn't want to hire, which was Jack Del Rio, he did it because he couldn't get Gruden. But his eyes always on having a big fish in that pond.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't think that he even brought Jim Harbaugh in for an interview, because if he did, he wouldn't allow him to leave.
He wouldn't have been allowed to say no, right? Because there's no metric you can hire Antonio Pierce over Jim Harbaugh. The resumes just don't match, right? And I don't think that Mark Davis, I think he gave us what we wanted as a fan base. But if they fire Antonio Pierce, you're not going to have anybody screaming and writing letters to the Raiders and saying it's a dumpster fire and F Mark Davis. Because everybody can see what the problem is. And it's not the fact that we're losing. It's not the fact that, there are injuries. Everybody has injuries in the National Football League. It's not the fact. The fact is, when there's a 50-50 decision, right, there's that, do we go for it on fourth down, right? Or do we punt here? Do we keep driving? He always makes the wrong decision. I have not one time see him have one of those kind of nuanced decisions that he's made and made a right decision.
Wait, it happened yesterday. It was on full display. This the thing. That was a very winnable game. You had that offense on the ropes yesterday. Mm-hmm. You get away from Sincere McCormick. You have him carry the football only 15 times, which is criminal. You target Brock Bowers only 5 times. I understand that AP, mentioned, Michael Mayer, they like the looks and so on and so forth. And it's great to see Michael Mayer get involved in the offense. You want to see that out of your second-year guy, second-round pick. He's still a major pivotal part of this offense. But to me, that's just unacceptable, bro, when you have a runner that's averaging over 5 a clip and you just stop running the football. To me, it's like you do not want to win, or like you just stated, at this point, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Sincere McCormick was running the football effectively, and you got away from him. At those last 2 drives, I didn't hear any updates of Sincere McCormick being hurt, you guys. Those last two drives, I didn't see Sincere McCormick out there at all.
Not at all. And this is a guy who had like 70-something yards, right, and was very effective running the football. See, the thing about it is everybody says experience.
78 yards, almost 80 yards on the day.
Listen, experience doesn't fix stupidity. Experience doesn't – some people can do one thing really well. But to be a head coach, you have to be able to do a lot of things well at the same time. You need to be able to function on a level above what's going on. You need to be able to break the game down, offense, defense, and be in the moment of the game. I think that is where Antonio Pierce lacks. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, people say, well, consistency. If you guys are into being consistently bad, then bring Antonio back.
Yeah,
I'm not into that kind of consistency.
It was on clear. It was on full display last night with the Chargers and Chiefs. You watched the Harbaugh, right? The second half adjustments, missing some of his running back one, missing his wide receiver one to McConkey. They still found a way to be in that football game. It took a last second field goal once again for the Chiefs to beat that team with a lot of their missing pieces missing. Those second half adjustments. It's just you watch how these guys coach, and you see there's a clear difference. And mind you guys, we're going against these guys twice a year. That's the scary thing about this situation is, can AP find a way to somehow, some way get to that point? AP's never going to be
out scheme a lifetime of football knowledge. A lifetime, bro.
Yeah.
A lifetime of being the guy, being effective, winning Super Bowls. You got 3. Every coach in the division not named Antonio Pierce has been to a Super Bowl or won a championship on a major level.
Every one of them.
Every single one of them.
Multiple. Yeah, you're right.
It's not a fucking joke. And we're not even talking about, the play calling, right? That's Scott Turner and Norv Turner, supposedly, right? We're talking about, hey man, when am I gonna go for it? When am I gonna challenge? That's on you, bro. Mm-hmm. Like that play when my God, I'm getting old.
What was it yesterday?
It was yesterday. My guy Trey Tucker was going out of bounds.
Yes. Oh my God, and he threw the challenge flag, right?
He threw the challenge flag.
No, let me say this. I have to. I told Hammer. I said, I understand the thought process behind that. You're trying to find some momentum. It was clearly out. But I think that he was just thinking, okay, look, I got 3 timeouts. You know what I mean? I'll still have 2 after this. Let me just try to find some type of momentum. I don't want to kill AP for that way. He said, I don't. Personally, I won't. Was it a bad challenge? Definitely. But I understand the thought process behind it.
You know why it's a bad challenge, bro? Because that's a slam dunk if you got the right people in your ear.
Yeah. Oh no, you're definitely right.
So when are you gonna realize that the people who are in your ear are bad and get them out of your ear? When you're gonna realize that, hey, Zamir White's not playing too well. Maybe I might check out this Sincere McCormick guy. He's not doing well. He's terrible. Hey man, the middle of the field's open in a 4-2-5, which is a defense that's supposed to push the defender to the outside, to the sidelines. But the middle of the field's always open because you got to have good linebacker coverage.
Athletic linebackers that can cover. And it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing
What are we doing? Because like you said earlier, we were talking about this earlier. You got Robert Spillane, who is a great downhill thumper linebacker. Robert Spillane would be a fucking perennial all-pro if he played in the 90s.
Yeah, but you don't have a Fred Warner that can drop into coverage and keep the middle of the field modest. You keep an offenses modest. You don't have that. So why keep running this? And not even just that. You're a guy that has multiple looks. You can run some 3-4, 4-3. Stop doing this. Stop doing this. Every week wasted. It's the same thing, dude. It's the same thing. It's nasty. Let me get these supers real quick. Salute to Charlie. You guys doing the mock? Not today, Charlie, man. We've beaten the mock draft to death. We got plenty of time for those, but we do them every Sunday, me and Hammer. Wait for that, my brother. I promise you. Salute to Charlie on a $2 special. Salute to Hug. Did this organization end up on a Diddy tape? We're looking real greasy and used up. When's the trial start for the backdoor pillaging of this team? F my life. Salute to Hug.
Yo, get him the F out of here. Block. F out of here, Hug D's.
Salute to J-Ro.
Block.
But have y'all noticed? We knew that Mark was having personal meetings when things were going bad with McDaniels. We haven't heard any of those meetings with Mark and AP. We have not. J-Ro's on to something. Remember, there was multiple instances where Mark was in the locker room afterwards having meetings with Josh McDaniels, like, where is this thing going? What is going on? So on and so forth. We have not heard anything about, but also, J-Ro, understand this. We do have different people in the building as well. We have an actual general manager who has been here for multiple years. I mean, he's been around the football, stratosphere for a long, long time. We don't have a guy in Ziegler who's a year one guy, right? We have a slew of. I think this. I think Mark and AP, if they are having dialogue, it's behind closed doors. Nobody needs to know about it. I think that they respect each other enough to have those conversations without it being a public thing.
I'm going to tell you why.
Salute to Ross.
McDaniels was not liked by even the reporters. You have people that are actually advocating for Antonio Pierce. They like the guy, right? You got players that you don't have players that can't stand this guy. The Josh McDaniels thing, he came in immediately and had an issue. Immediately, bro. Immediately he came. Immediately he had everybody at his throat. Immediately people didn't like the way he went about the car thing. Also, these are guys who went out there and actively brought in Devontae Adams. And then you got Devontae Adams, who is a guy who is a virus. Yeah. You mean to tell me he wasn't going up and talking to Mark? I didn't come here for that. That's why one of the reasons I guarantee you if Devontae Adams was here, Mark would be having fucking meetings with him.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you right now.
Yeah.
It's like Professor Xavier and Magneto. Yeah. He was Magneto.
Yeah.
Max Crosby was Professor Xavier. He was on the side of AP. This asshole, I don't think that he supported Antonio Pierce even once. I really don't, bro. And because he's the only guy I heard that was a star of this team that kept saying, I like Josh. I really love. I like Josh McDaniels. I didn't have a problem with Josh. We got to get this thing turned around.
Mm-hmm. Well, he also did the same thing with AP. He publicly stated that he wanted AP back. But me and you know other situations that happened behind the scenes where it was clear cut that marriage was not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, but either way, I would say this, you guys, and we'll move on from this topic. Is it's not easy to find a coach that can keep up with those three coaches. There's only one man out there that's available that has more, rings and more success than all of them, and that's Bill Belichick. And we all can agree that that's not the guy for this specific team. So it is difficult to find anybody that can keep up with the Jim Harbaughs, the Andy Reids, the Sean Paytons of the world. But at this point, man, is it AP? He hasn't shown us enough to think that he could be the guy. Now, could you go out there potentially give Ben Johnson, make him the highest paid, head coach in the NFL right now and bring him in and hope that he can become that? All these guys had a situation, times where they were first brought into the league as well, wasted, right? And somebody had a bet on them. You know what I mean? But I don't think that that's AP. I don't.
Well, I don't think that those guys, and I think those guys got a lot more latitude because they earned it with their past experience, bro.
Yeah.
Like life is based on what you do, man. Not what you say, not Rob Ryan, not riding in a 6'4" and putting a jacket on. It's about what you do. What have you done? What would lead me to believe that you would be successful when you haven't even been successful in high school being a head coach?
Yeah.
We caught lightning in a bottle. The lightning jumped out of the bottle and it's gone. The bottle cracked. There is no more bottle. It's time to get rid of the guy. Because at this point, when you start talking about Ben Johnson, and I'm not a proponent of making him the highest paid coach because he hasn't proved his mettle either. But I can look at Ben Johnson and see the results of his contribution to the Detroit Lions.
Oh yeah.
It's clear.
That thing didn't turn around until he was there. And that's what I'm saying. If AP can find a Ben Johnson, which I don't know where you're going to find one, then maybe he might be onto something. You know what I'm saying? Like Dan Campbell, that success definitely started. Things started to turn around when that offense started going. They had a couple great drafts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they started putting two and two together. Now, because I'm not going to act like Ben Johnson doesn't have one of the greatest offenses in the NFL. There's a ton of talent there. The offensive line is the best in the NFL. He has a very serviceable quarterback, the best running back duo, and then he has a phenomenal cast of weapons on the outside as well. And Sam Laporte is one of the best tight ends in the league. So
let me ask you a question. How'd that happen, though?
In drafting, all of them.
Yeah, it was a collaborative effort.
Yes, no, definitely.
With really bright people, right? Mm-hmm. The problem with Ben Johnson and having guys that are bright like that is that if I'm that coach, I say to myself, why should I come over there? Why do I listen to you? Why should I listen to you?
Yeah.
Because you're always going to have that sentiment in the building like, yo, I should be the head coach, not you. What have you done in this league to deserve this job? You don't think other head coaches who have waited years and years to be head coaches look at him and say, how the fuck do you have this job? And I've been waiting to get interviewed for years and all the work I put in, scouting and isn't, dude. Get at it.
The report, Wasted. Did you see the report that dropped the other day about Ben Johnson potentially taking interviews that he's going to be very specific about who he meets up with? Because if he does, he's looking at it as a situation of, I'm going to take this job. But there's a few questions. It's like, what went wrong? What went wrong before I got here? And why did it go wrong? And how are we going to fix this as in a collaborative effort, like you said? So, he's not just going to leave just to leave. There's no reason, especially if all you want to do is call the offense and they keep him fed. They pay him a shit ton of money to stay in Detroit. He doesn't have to leave. Honestly, he doesn't. If they win a Super Bowl this year, or let's just say they don't because of all the injuries that they have on the defensive side of the ball, they have 1 million people on the IR. I think they have like 13 or 15 players on the IR right now. And they're still on a 10-game, 11-game winning streak. That's insanity. But let's just say they don't win because of injuries. The injuries pile up and they don't. Maybe he wants to run it back. Or they win one and he says, you know what? We got a dynasty here. I don't know. I think it's going to take a lot to get Ben Johnson out of there. And he may not even be a realistic option for us. But it's going to be interesting. But I think we're both on the same page in terms of AP. The thing is this. It is very, very – don't be shocked, you guys, if he's back for another year. That's all I can say. Because
I can see it happening. But what I'm saying is it would be the wrong decision. And what's going to wind up happening is this time next year, there's going to be an interim head coach here.
Yeah,
that's what's going to wind up happening because,
and you don't want to, and then you're right back in the same situation,
in the same holding pattern. And see, this is the thing that the Raiders have never given people the latitude to do. You come in with the new head coach, you come in with the new quarterback, and they are attached at the hip. That new regime resets is right now.
Yeah,
reset it, because you got to build this thing. It's not like this team is ready to win. It's not like this team has a bunch of veterans and you don't want to upset the culture in the room. You know, and you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You can sit up here and say what you want. You know, I see some people making little slick remarks like, "Oh, AP was a DEI hire and all that nonsense." It's not the case. He was the right guy for the time last year. I just think that sometimes people don't understand when the moment is past. AP should have been a fun moment in Raider history. It shouldn't have been a situation where he actually got the job. And I'm going to be honest with you, and this is my fault, and this is a lot of our fault. We got caught up in the moment. And the AP thing has taught me a lot as a fan. It's taught me a lot. It's taught me that, listen, bro, being that you come on here every day and you speak to Raider Nation every day, and you have a responsibility, you know, press credentials, writing articles and stuff. And I know that. And I've always been really good about that. The one time I let my emotions get in between me and what I know is right about football is this AP thing. And I'll never let that happen again. That's the reason why I'll get on my soapbox and tell you, no matter how good Aidan O'Connell plays, he is not the quarterback of the future. And no matter how much you like AP and how good of a guy he is, he should not be our head coach.
And you know what's funny, man? You're speaking of moments. And I bet you guys don't know where you can go get some moments at. That is at BetUS, you guys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, real quick, man. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Make sure you head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits. And how do you do that, Wasted?
Yo, man, you know, sometimes I get caught up in a moment and I come back to reality and I realize you have to use code YouTube150 to get those bonuses. Let me tell you guys something. Fastest payouts in the industry. Listen, fast withdrawals in the industry. The best sports book going over to BetUS. And this show is powered by BetUS. Tell them Graphk and Wasted sent you.
And the one thing that Wasted always forgets about is it's up to $2,000, you guys. So make sure
to already
promo code YouTube150. Make sure to send. Hey, let them know we sent you over there. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Take this one real quick from Duke. I'm gonna go get some. Yo, I'm over here.
I know. Yeah. I know. I'm dying, bro. If AP does not win a divisional game this year, do you think it lessens the chance of him being our head coach next year? Yes, because you essentially are building your team to win your division. Because if you win your division, that straight line between the playoffs and the championship gets a little straighter, right? You are playing to win your division. And I'm going to tell you something, man.
What you going to tell him, man?
I'm going to tell you something.
How about now? I'm fucking around. Yo, I bet you didn't know.
yeah, I know. I almost took the bait. But I'm going to tell you something. When you start talking about being head coach next year, we have to look at this hiring cycle and this draft cycle as the rest of the rest of our lives as Raider fans. Because I'm telling you right now, if they don't turn it around this time, they're going to lose this fan base.
Yes.
They're going to lose this fan base, man.
Yes. Because it's been since 2007, you guys, that we drafted a quarterback in round 1. We all know who that was. It was Jamarcus Russell. And a lot of the hope.
1991.
I know that, but I'm just saying after the Jamarcus Russell debacle, I remember the hopium just gone. Remembering this is the one chance that we have to fix this thing. Going to Oakland and watching, I bring this up all the time, Wasted, being at that Philadelphia game when we beat Donovan McNabb and Jamarcus Russell was kneeing the ball to just kill the rest of the clock to win this game, and he's getting booed out of the building. Like, we need new energy at the quarterback position. We need this thing to work. Whether it's Shador, whether it's Cam Ward, Drew Allard, whoever it is, this thing needs to work. Because if it doesn't, man, I feel like, and this may be extra dramatic, and call me on it if I'm being extra, this may be another 20, 30, 40 years of this shit if you cannot figure it out now. Because if you take Shador, God, hopefully it works. Or you take one of these guys. If it doesn't work, you're not just getting rid of him. You can't just go, like, you're going to have him for the next 4 years. How are we going to fix this thing? How are we going to fix this thing? It's just going to be another situation where this thing can go downhill for the next few decades again if we don't get this thing right.
Yeah, and the problem is that at the top of our organization in the past, the brain trust of our organization never changed. It was Al.
Yes.
And that was what it was. And you knew that Al was going to make some mistakes.
Yes.
But for the most part, if Al is in his right mind, he's going to fix it. Because he's so bright.
Mm-hmm.
That bright light has not come back in the building since he died in 2011.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of you younger fans are like, oh, Al Davis was old. But we talking about the Al that we knew.
Yeah.
And
the one thing that we knew as Raider fans every year was we got Al. We got Al.
Al gonna pull something out of his hat.
And we're gonna
make some crazy trade. Al gonna do something where we're gonna be relevant. We don't have that.
He did that with Rich Gannon.
Yeah. He's done that so many times, bro. Yeah. Or the James Jett thing, where at first we used to be like, oh, he can't catch, he stinks, and then all of a sudden the guy has an 1,100-yard season.
Yep.
And you're like, damn, James Jett ain't so damn bad. Al made some mistakes, but eventually it will work.
Yeah.
Until he got old, and then you had Bruce Almighty and people like that. Bruce Campbell, remember him? Oh,
Bruce High Stakes Campbell, man. Was he like 7'9" or some shit, bro?
He was supposed to be. He was the poor man's Tony Mandrich.
And then they had a video that went viral where it wasn't him, but everybody was getting knocked out of
Walmart. Yo, that was crazy. I was like, yo, you got trashed too, man.
What you doing in a Detroit Walmart getting slept by a dude half your size, bro?
Hey, man, it's a cold world, man. It's a cold world.
Hey, bundle up, man.
But see, this is the thing, right? We need to find that brilliant mind. You can't do this piecemeal shit. You can't go out there and have a guy that you know is not really that bright of a guy.
Yeah.
Like as far as schematically, I haven't seen anything that indicates to me that Antonio Pierce is smarter than the average bear.
Yeah.
Nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's what you need in this league, bro.
You ain't never
go out there and seek that kind of excellence. You more so than Shador. Mm-hmm. I am under the estimation, if I could get like Sean McVay, or I had to trade a first-round pick to get Shanahan, I'd probably do that.
Yeah. Let me say this real quick, Ben. Salute to you on the $5 special. This is the thing. Ben Johnson will definitely have a say in it, but this also is the thing, right? Tom Telesco is trying to keep his job. Okay. I don't think that he's just going to allow his head coach, regardless of how great of a mind he is offensively, it's going to be a collaborative effort. It's going to be GM, Tom Brady, Ben Johnson, if he is the guy, in a room, and they're going to come together as brain trust and figure out who would be the best guy for the job. I'm going to say this, and we know that Detroit, quarterback, man, he's been one of the most underrated. He's a dark horse MVP this year, like real talk. And I watched him at Cal, watched him with the Rams, get beat up in the media year in and year out because they had one of the greatest defenses and they just couldn't get over the hump, But Jared Goff is a very serviceable quarterback. The thing is this, man, like if he can make Goff look like this, I believe in Ben Johnson. I believe in Ben Johnson. And mind you, he's had Sean McVay and Ben Johnson, two back-to-back brilliant minds. But remember, before Ben Johnson came, what did he look like out there in that 3-13 season? It wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
And bro, look, man, when you start talking about, when you start talking about Jared Goff, people act like Jared Goff is some scrub. He's the number one pick in the draft.
Yeah, he's not.
Like, he's the number one pick, bro. Like,
well, Jamarcus Russell was the number one pick too, though. But I'm just
but for the most part, number one pick quarterbacks can play on some goddamn level. You got Baker balling right now. These guys are not most of the time number one picks. Joe Burrow is a number one. You got a lot of guys in this league, man, that were number ones that are they're starting to ball out. Like, let's be for real here.
Yeah. Salute to Heat Check and salute to the 1,000+ people rocking with us, man. Almost 1,100 strong. We appreciate you guys. All we ask is wipe them feet, man. Pay your bar tabs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Once again, salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. Heat Check. If this next year is another disaster, we seriously need to call for Mark Davis to sell the team. He is the root of all these shit shows. It's not going to happen, Heat Check. It's not going to happen. Look, he's turned this thing into his moneymaker. He's found a way to turn this thing around financially outside of just on the football field. There's no way. You guys, we have to get this out of our mind. And thank you on the $5 holla, brother. It's never going to happen. This is Mark Davis's football team. Yeah. If he found a way to get to Las Vegas, get a free stadium, if he found a way to kind of play, who was it, Sheldon? Out of that
Sheldon Adelson.
Yeah, kind of played Sheldon Adelson. Out of that, there's no way in hell that he's going to move on from this organization. It's just not going to happen.
And guess what? The reason why the owners were on this soapbox because they didn't think that Mark Davis can maximize the earning potential for the brand.
Yeah.
Guess what? That caveat is out of the water.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. The other owners are getting their money back.
Yep.
That's all they care about.
And then some.
That's all they care about because if you're going to call for that, then you got to start looking at some of the other brands in this league that are preeminent brands that are not winning, like the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Like, you can't just be indiscriminately taking people's teams from them, bro.
The thing is this, Wasted. It was brilliant. And I know people don't want to hear this. We're talking about businessmen, not Raiders' success on the football field. It was brilliant to go to Las Vegas. You know you're going to sell out every game because you have opposing fan bases coming in regardless into town for excuses to come in and watch their football team and go out there and it just made this was a brilliant move by Mark Davis. There's no way they find a way to push him out and sell this football team because we're not winning.
You know why it was even more brilliant, right? Because if Mark Davis had tried to do this 15 years ago, they would have laughed in his face.
Yep.
But you know what happened? The NFL knew that they would be the biggest hypocrites in the world because their biggest sponsors, besides the networks, are the gambling companies. Look at just like this show being powered by BetUS, right? The NFL is powered by FanDuel, BetUS, and all these other gambling. So how can you possibly say that you can't have an NFL team in Las Vegas? Because that was always the issue because of gambling. Yeah. When you guys are in bed with gambling. Yep. So now you're a hypocrite to say that you can't have a team in Las Vegas. And it's in the NFL is constantly looking for new markets to the point where they're willing to take the National Football League, an American sport, and bring it to Europe because they've run out of markets.
Yep.
Facts. So, dude, Mark Davis was brilliant. He struck when the iron is hot, man.
And it made all the sense in the world. Salute to Josh. If and when we get Sanders, who would be the ideal OC to match his talents? Raiders, salute. Wasted and Graphk. Josh, I keep saying this, brother, and I know you probably haven't heard it. I don't really have any thought process behind that yet because I do not know who's going to be available. You know, January, February, we start seeing some moving parts and start seeing guys saying we're going to come up from the collegiate level to the NFL with some other guys, you know, quarterback coaches and stuff start elevating and going on up. We'll have some more names for you once we start kind of seeing the offseason who's going to be available. I mean, if you had a shot in the dark right now, Wasted, who would be your candidate to match up with this new rookie quarterback, whether it's Shedeur, Cam, Alar, or whoever it is?
Man, I would probably say Bobby Slowick.
Okay.
Because I've seen what he did with CJ Stroud last year.
But that's a lateral move, right? Yeah. I don't think that Bobby's going to go from being an OC to an OC when you already got CJ Stroud and that great defense.
I'm talking about him as a head coach and play caller. And de facto offensive coordinator. Like when you have a guy like him or you have a guy like Sean McVay, those kind of things, you know, offensive coordinators don't mean as much when you have an offensive head coach who is a play calling head coach.
Dom, Pat Shurmur is not the option. He's not an option.
Pat Shurmur's the pass, bro.
Yeah, I know he's an OC, you know, for Colorado. He is not the answer. He is not the answer. I'm telling you this now, man. To be honest, I think that Shedeur would have been a lot more successful at the quarterback position if he had more of a young, you know, innovative mind out there calling the shots. Pat Shurmur, like the game has passed him. I don't think that that's even, it makes no sense to bring him in as the OC. No sense. Salute to PJ. So if Tom goes best player available and drafts Travis with the first pick, do we support him? I like Shedeur and Hunter is a dude, but we need a quarterback. I mean, at that point, we got to wonder what is the plan? What's the plan, PJ, right? What's the plan with that? If you take the best player who is Travis Hunter in this draft, what is the plan? He has to have a plan. Now, we're going to be upset until we figure out what that plan is. Is it the second round? Is it to move back up into the first and find one of these guys that he thinks are going to be available? Or is it a free agency option or a massive trade on the horizon? I think it'd be easy for all of us to be very happy, but also very, very upset to have Travis Hunter with those quarterbacks potentially on the board. So, look, you always want to go BPA if possible. This isn't a year to be able to do that when you have such a major need at the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? And I personally think it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. I think that Tom Telesco will get, overruled with Mark, with Tom, and whoever else is in the building. I just think that it's going to be a Shedeur situation. And did you see Shedeur and Cam Ward's exchange on FaceTime?
Yeah.
It made me like Shedeur even more. Like, I love Cam, but like they were talking and Cam was like, well, I got guys in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like he was basically saying like Shedeur gets hit a lot because his offensive line is ass. Yeah. And he was kind of saying that. And Shedeur was still big enough. I got guys too. What you mean? I got guys too. Like that is a leader, bro. It'd be so easy for him to be like, yeah, I have one of the worst O-lines in college football, man. And we still making it work because woo. Like, and then he also called Cam selfish, even though they were it was just some back and forth banter.
Yeah, it was dope because the guys grew up together. They're
like best friends.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, man? I would love to see Shedeur be able to come here, bring the other the kid on the other side of him at Colorado. I would love to bring that kid. What was that kid's name? Horn? J.C. Horn?
No, Joe Horn Jr.
It's Joe. It's Joe Horn Jr., right?
Yep. Horn's dad, bro. His dad played for the Saints. Mr.
Yeah,
Selby.
I know it's J.C. Horn's brother.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I call him his older brother. But the thing is, I would love to see him bring that kid in and like bring in a guy like a Frank Smith. You know what I mean? Like you know, a guy that comes off of that you know, Shanahan, Mike McDaniel kind of tree, like a real innovative guy. I would love that, man. Love it.
Jimmy Horn Jr. That's what we're talking about.
Jimmy Horn Jr. Yeah.
Well, also, and once again, he has a few weapons out there. You know what I'm saying? Shepard too. I like Shepard a lot. I would not be against drafting him if we bring in Shedeur as our guy. So salute to Julio. Draft Travis, solid quarterback in second, and sign A-Rod or Fields. It's not going to happen, Julio. Aaron is cooked, bro. Like he is cooked. And do you think for 1 minute that he's going to go to Vegas after the situation with his best friend leaving Vegas to go to the Jets? I understand it's a business. I do not see that happening at all. Now, the interesting place for Aaron to go is if they don't pay their young signal call, you know, their young quarterback right now. He has 1 more year, I believe, on his deal. Maybe the Niners bring Aaron Rodgers in. I can see Shanahan, a guy that's from the area, you know, Chico, you know, Northern California. I can see him returning, played his college ball at Cal up the street. I can see that happening. Aaron being a guy that can come in and help the Niners potentially. Yeah. But I don't see Aaron, and I don't think it makes sense for either one of us, to be honest. Now, even if we draft Shedeur, I'd bring in Justin Fields anyways. I don't care. I would. Why not?
Because what are you going to learn from Justin Fields? Justin Fields is a young quarterback that is competing to start in this league. You can learn nothing from him.
Competition. Competition.
Yeah, that's not.
You're drafting Shedeur to be the guy anyway.
That's not real competition.
Bro, Shedeur has learned with Dion and all these guys his entire life, bro.
That ain't competition.
You learn from Aidan?
Yo, that's not competition. And Aiden's not the guy we're bringing either. But, you know, a guy like Justin Fields, who's very limited passing the ball, very limited processing, he comes in, he serves no threat to Shedeur Sanders to take that job. I want somebody that's going to really push him, right? Somebody who can throw the football, somebody who, even if he's a backup, he can support him.
The football.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, throw the football, right? Yes. Out of here. Yo, but in the same token, I want somebody that's a veteran who can show him some things. They'd be like, hey, man, just how you break down, you know, tape or something.
Bro, that's Shedeur, bro. He's literally been groomed for this.
It doesn't matter. He still hasn't taken a snap in the NFL.
Tom Brady in the building.
Like, I'm going to give you an example. The archetype, I'm not saying the actual player like a Andy Dalton, a guy who's had some starting experience, or a guy like a Joe Flacco, guys that have been in this league a long time, who have started, who can come in and give him that vet that he can lean on. I remember, you know, Josh McCown was like that with a lot of young quarterbacks. I don't want some guy who is a novice as far as from the pocket, like a Justin Fields, kind of that's looking to further his career. Justin Fields isn't even close to being 30 years old yet. He wants to start somewhere in this league. This ain't the place for Justin Fields.
Yeah, good luck for that, Justin Fields. I don't know where you're going to go start next year, but
it wouldn't be here. But Joe, listen. There's a lot of bad football being played in the National Football League, and they're gonna be teams that are going to be left from the outside looking in, getting their guy.
I would love that, though. I seen a few people mention Winston. You know, I know the picks are nasty, but he's a leader. That is a guy that you can definitely learn from in the building as your backup. I would like a Winston for sure if he was the guy to come in. If Cleveland doesn't pay him big bucks to come back and back up, you know, Deshaun Watson, I can definitely.
I mean, guys like Tyrod Taylor, guys like that, you know what I mean? And he hasn't started all around the league. But Tyrod Taylor's been a great,
but you still want a serviceable player, though. This is the thing. Where the problem is, if God forbid one of our youngs, the rook goes down, then what? Then you have to rely on one of these old ass. You want Andy Dalton to run the offense? I don't know about you, but I'd rather have Justin Fields in there being the backup than a guy and Andy Dalton.
I wouldn't. I would rather, especially based off of the fact that where this team is now today, right? You know, when you have a guy like, you know, when you have this Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers soup to nuts is a built football team. They're built. They have pretty much all of the question marks filled on that team. They have a pretty good offensive line. They got a running back.
Who'd you say?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, gotcha.
Defensively, offensively, special teams, that is a team that's built very well. You can have a guy like Justin Fields have some success on a football team like that. But if Justin Fields is on a team where it's a little limited and you don't have the talent around him, he's going to be you're going to be in a holding pattern if he has to play for any extended amount of time. Well, he's going to lose most of your games for you. It is what it is.
Wrong.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, he was bad in Chicago. He was bad in Chicago. He went to a good situation in Pittsburgh and with a great coach, and that is the reason why he did what he was doing. What are the odds we get a coach as good as Mike Tomlin? What are the odds, right?
Very, very slim.
Yeah, very, very slim. So that's I think that's the difference, the genius of Mike Tomlin in the situation they got in Pittsburgh. I would want a quarterback like I wouldn't mind having an Andy Dalton kind of a guy. I wouldn't mind having a guy like that back Shador up that can give him something.
I like what David Watt. If we draft Sanders, I like Will Stein, the OC from Oregon. His offense is dynamic. I think if that head coach ends up moving on from Oregon, I think that he's the one that's next in line to take the head coaching position at Oregon, their OC. So I don't know if he moves up and takes an OC job at the NFL level. I think he's next in order up there. You know, if they win a championship in Oregon, it's strike while the iron's hot, right? I think the head coach will move on, and the OC will probably step in to take the job. But I like the way David Walker's thinking, man. Salute to my guy. Salute to Brian as well on the $5 special. Do you like Adam Stenavich, Green Bay's offensive coordinator? He has developed Jordan Love. The thing is this, man. Did he, or is that the head coach?
I mean, it's LaFleur, but see, you know what the thing is, man. He was a run game coordinator. And he became the full-time coordinator. And Stenavich has done pretty good in Green Bay, man, you know, under Matt LaFleur. But, he called plays throughout the preseason and at a time when Jordan Love looked strong and comfortable. And he has a big hand in developing him. So, you know, listen, man, he's only 40 years old. And, you know, he broke in doing strength and conditioning. So, you know, he's a guy that's been well-traveled. I think he's ready for the moment, man. He came from the University of Michigan and got in the NFL, and he's another Kyle Shanahan disciple. So he's a guy that I would love to bring him. He's been in the league since 2017 as an assistant.
Salute to my brother Stu, man. You guys, me and Stu will be live tomorrow. We will be breaking down the complete Raiders-Bucks game. We get story time with Stu. He's going to give you guys his takes on what happened yesterday at Tampa Bay. So stay tuned for that. We will be live once again tomorrow on my channel and Stu's channel. You guys can tap in Coffee and Convo tomorrow with my brother Stu. He said Purdue hired a good one in Barry Odom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Barry Odom's a great coach, man. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised a coach of that ilk will go to Purdue.
Hey, man, Purdue, man. It can't get any worse than what it is right now, right?
I messed it around, man. But look, man, I mean, God, there's a lot of guys out there, man, that I would love to see get a shot here, man. There's a lot of guys out here I would love to see get a shot out here, man. And the problem is, man, when you start talking about, you know, offensive coordinators and things like that, you got to have that guy in the building before you go to the draft, man. Yeah. And that's what worries me about this.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I think the Raiders, they have to move quickly. They have to have their guy. They have to be having their backdoor conversations now, man. Pause if necessary, man.
Easy mode, bro. If we sat here, he said, this damn shame the chat knows more future coordinators than the fellas. Bro, look, first and foremost, we have one of the smartest group of people in our chat that always brings phenomenal stuff to add to the content that we do. But I don't want to sit here for an hour and going over options that may not be available. It is what it is. I mean, bro, we can go over every single offensive coordinator at the collegiate level, at the NFL level, and sit here and bore the shit out of you guys for the next 2.5, 3 hours. We're not going to do it.
Big Mo, you know what, Graphk? That's a very nice thing that you said to him. Man, get the F up out of here with that, Big Mo. Let me tell you something. This is the Graphk and Wasted Show, the Wasted Graphk Show, not the Big Mo Show, goddammit. Let me tell you something, Big Mo. We have a show to do. We need to talk about what's relevant to the Raiders, not pontificate on some bullshit. Some of these guys are very bright guys, but the thing that we need to find is that connection to the Raiders and how that would kind of fall in line with what we got going on.
But it's not even just that though, Mo. It's this. The thing is, we're not here to. This isn't the offensive coordinator show. We already had a show planned, and we always get derailed with our shows, regardless when the chat kicks in and stuff like that.
Get that F up out of here with that crap, Big Mo. Hey, F up out of here.
Well, Mitch, I didn't think I needed to read it, brother. I think what you said was direct, and it wasn't a question. You basically said, we have the best chance to lose out and have the number one spot. I agree with you.
Evil Mitch, we have the Graphk. Put it on up. Put it on up. Hold on. Give that man his money's worth. Put it on up. I see it right there.
I don't see shit. I'm trying to find it.
Listen, scroll up. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. It's the third one. Wait, hold on. You I'm gonna give you a special reading. Hey, listen, dog. We got the best shot. They had a number one pick and lose out, so my son should do it and come to the Raiders. I don't want to hear no more of this bull junk from you. There we go. Come on, Evil Mitch. Come on, Evil Mitch. You love it.
Salute to Evil Mitch. Hey, man, sometimes, man, when we're in our bag, you guys, it's difficult to stop what we're doing just to read a comment, man. But we appreciate you guys, and salute to Wasted, man, for making sure that Evil Mitch got his money's worth. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. Let's talk about the game yesterday, man. We haven't even touched basis on the loss yesterday. We got absolutely cooked. Salute to Hug. Didn't get to my super either, but it's cool. I didn't even see it, Hug.
F up out of here.
And Hug, we already know you ain't shit anyway. So, you know what I mean?
Like, nah, Hug, these, I thought we read that, man. I'm sorry.
I thought we did too. But salute to Hug, bro. You already know we love you, bro. How'd you feel about yesterday's game? 28-13. We ended up going out to Tampa. It was a pretty close game for a while. We were down big, 10 unanswered points. At one point, it was 14-10. Looked like we had a shot. You know what I'm saying? We kept Baker Mayfield in check, picked him twice. Had another turn. I think we had 3 turnovers yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Got to him 4 times. Bro, we got to him 4 times.
Yeah, man. Kalavion Chasen, man, looked great. Him and Trayvon Merrick kind of met at the quarterback in the third quarter.
I got to give you your flowers. Another guy that me, Big Mike, and Hammer was sitting like, why the fuck did we draft him in the middle of a meal in Las Vegas as we're looking at this thick white woman named Star? It pops up on the screen. Raiders draft Amari Burney. 3 of us look at each other like, what the fuck is this guy? Wasted says, he's one of them ones. Wasted's cousin plays in Florida. He has connections down there. He already knew immediately this guy's one of them ones. He got a shot yesterday. Guess what? Got his first sack. The NFL.
Yeah, that's right. Twinkle, twinkle, too.
Hey, and no, but bro, it was a clear shot. The quarterback, like he came down like here. It was nice. It was nice.
Like a mix. And I'm loving the fact that this linebacker room is getting more talent.
Yes.
So we got these tweeners, the guys like Chasen. He's a tweener. He can be an edge, but he's a linebacker. Right? That's what we need. We need some downhill thumpers, man. You need that. You need that in this league. People try to get away with linebackers, and everybody wants to play in nice little sub packages with defensive backs playing in spaces where they don't belong, and then they wonder why they get gashed in the run game.
But once again, found a way to get some pressure on the quarterback. There was some good, there was some very bad, and there was some very ugly yesterday. But I have to say, to see, these guys out there, even with, Adam Butler went down for a moment, we've seen Lalu. He actually started. I don't know if you've seen this.
He's a guy who has taken a huge step forward in the last few weeks.
Wasted, but you were on the road, bro. He started. Max was on one edge. Lalu was on the other with Adam Butler and John Jenkins in the interior. So it was like the weirdest shit. I'm like, oh, they're trying to tank. But hey, man, there was some pressure there. Like the defense really showed up. And look, Merrick has had a phenomenal year for us. He is one of the unsung heroes on this defensive side of the football. We said this behind the scenes a million times. If you send him to Philly, he'll probably be one of the best safeties in the NFL.
Him or Pittsburgh. Look, let me tell you, I am on board with bringing him back with Javon Holland, his draft mate. Yeah, Javon Holland could play both.
Bro, that duo.
Bro, they listen, man.
You can't pay them both, though. You can't pay them both.
Yeah, you can.
You can't pay Merrick and Holland.
Yes, you can, because Merrick has
done. You have Holland now, and you have Trey Taylor, bro. Like, and I know we don't know what we got with Trey yet. But I'm just saying, like, that's
those dudes don't make anything. You can pay both of these guys. You pay Javon Holland. He's the crown jewel of your free agency when it comes to getting a defensive back, and you pay Merrick fair market value. He's not going to get a lot on an open market. He's done enough to get a big blockbuster contract. You could pay both of them. And the Raiders got like the third most cap space in the damn league right now. How the F are you going to say you can't pay them, Graphk? Ready to get the F up out of here.
2 safeties in free agency.
Look, they paid Marcus Epps. Get Marcus Epps up out of here.
He's a free agent. You don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. So take Marcus Epps' money, give it to Merrick. And
bro, there's no Marcus Epps money.
I'm talking about the contract that was on the books previous to like now. Marcus Epps makes decent money. So Marcus Epps is not still in the Raiders cap right now?
No, he's a free agent.
Marcus Epps right now. He's
a free agent when the season. We have 4 more games.
I'm not talking about when the season ends. I'm talking about now. I'm saying give him the contract that he currently has.
Give who that?
Merrick.
Merrick's going to take 5 a year?
Hey, why not? Why not? What has he done? How much is he getting paid now?
Wasted, high stakes talent.
I'm talking about, listen.
You are a lot.
How much is Merrick wasting?
This is the thing, man. I know you as being a very intelligent individual. You need to stop with this foolishness, man.
Merrick, 4-year, $7 million contract, right? What includes a signing bonus of $3 million, $4 million guaranteed.
You're talking about a rookie's
annual salary is $2 million. Bro, what has Merrick done to get some contract where he's making $12 million a year or something like that?
I'm not saying that he's going to get $12 million. I'm just stating the obvious. You cannot pay 2 safeties.
Why the fuck not? Can you not? Why can you not pay both of those guys? Why not?
Let me get these supers in before you
got F up out of here with your nonsense.
Hey, salute to Jason Hall. Do you think Ben Johnson would pick us since we're at number 1? That's interesting. That's interesting. He has his pick of the litter if he has the power to do so to locate the quarterback. That's an interesting thought right there, Jay. Maybe. Salute to my guy and salute to Stu. He says, Wasted, I missed you, brother. We have not talked in a minute, and I'm sorry for the bad communication.
Missed you too, Stu. Missed you too, my brother. I was going to text you after the show, man.
Hey, Stu, every time I talk to you, Wasted calls me and says, did you tell him that he's a raging homosexual?
Yes. Stu, you know how we do.
Yeah, so I just want to remind you, Stu, that Wasted loves you so much to actually call you a raging homosexual every time.
Both of you guys did.
Well, I know that, but that lets me know. That lets me know that you actually love Stu the way you love Stu because you call him a raging homosexual. So, and look at Stu. He said it. He said, "I am." You know, we all know that Stu is the glizzy glazer, bro. Jerry Rice, Jim Plunkett, Bush. We know what Stu is. We know what Stu is made of, bro. We know it. We know.
Bro, every time I talk to one of them, I'll be like, "Yo, hey, Graphk, you know."
Hey, Stu, you make sure you tell Graphk he's a raging homosexual. Nah, yo. But let me say this. We'll get back. We're going to get off that host because I don't want you to lose subscribers with the stupidest fucking take I've ever heard out of your mouth. We'll get back to something else.
Bro, no coupon, Graphk. You tell me why it's not possible for you to pay 2 safeties.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's not possible.
Why the fuck would you not?
Because there's so many more dire needs, bro. You gotta. Bro, are you kidding me?
Fuck out of here, bro. You do this every year. Oh, we can't pay this guy. We can't pay anybody. Wait a minute. No. How the fuck can you not pay him? You got a rookie quarterback. You already paid Max Crosby. You already paid Christian Wilkins. What are you talking about? Why not? You don't have a superstar running back. You don't have any stars at wide receiver. Why the fuck not? And you got a pretty damn good defense. You're wrong, Graphk. Why don't you just admit that you're wrong and you're a cheap bastard?
You done with this shit? I bet you didn't know one thing, though. Yo, Groupon Graphk is back, Maul. You already know. Dame Dollar, I understand that. And how is that looking out for them right now? They paid Simmons and Bates, and that defense is asparagus, bro. And I love
not because of them. It ain't because of them.
And mind you, they got Simmons later off the scrap heap in free agency. They just brought him in. This wasn't a situation where they attacked immediately in free agency to bring in a Justin Simmons. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You know, so he says, Stu, set your boy Graphk straight that he could. Bro, the thing is, why though? You already have a shit ton of safeties on the roster. Are you bringing Polamalu back?
Okay, so We have a shit ton of safeties that are like okay safeties, or you can go get a superstar and a guy who could possibly, turn into a Pro Bowl, and you can have an elite unit. Like, it ain't like Kyle Mao is raising a whole lot of hell right now. He's good, but you ain't got to pay him shit.
Do you ever want to see what Trey Taylor's made of? Do you ever want to see?
Yo, we can see what
the
he's
best
made of.
DB in the world last year at the collegiate level. He won the award. You don't ever want to see
this. I'm not doing this. The problem with the Raiders, bro, is we get these guys, we draft them, and the ass into the draft, and then we're like, oh, we gotta see we got him. I don't have nothing invested in Trey Taylor right now. If I can get Javon Holland in here, bro, I got nothing.
Bro, I'm a Javon Holland guy. I'm saying go get Holland. Let Merrick walk.
I'm not letting Merrick walk, because then there's another hole right there. Oh God. Listen, it's always room for another hole. Wait, hold on. No, but in all seriousness, if I got a homegrown guy that I drafted that is on a precipice of being a star, and I can bring in another star player to put in my secondary, why the fuck would I not do that? Because I've already invested in the cornerback room. I've drafted.
Whoa. Did you?
Well, I have some high draft picks that are
now I'm about to kill you right now with your saying, and now that
you can bring a corner in too, damn it.
No, because you said, right? Oh, no, we already did that. We drafted these guys. We got Jacorian Bennett. We drafted DeCam. We got Jack Jones on a rookie deal. Bro, we got Chris Smith. We have Palomau. We have Trey. What the fuck are we talking about? It's the same thing.
Graphk, get the F out of here. See, Stu's calling me now. Stu's on it. Stu, set Graphk straight right now, please. I got you on speaker.
Hey, Wasted. I agree with you on everything. This needs to be the Wasted and Graphk show.
It is the Wasted and Graphk show. It is. It is. Listen, but sometimes the Graphk and Wasted show, man. Whichever way you like to slice it.
Hey, Stu. Go drive that box Chev and shut the fuck up.
Stu, set him straight. We gotta pay safeties, damn it. We gotta pay safeties.
Oh, that's why Stu called.
I'm with the Moreg, and then after that, I guess I don't know.
Hey, you know Javon Holland, you know it.
Hey, great show, love you guys. Raider up, Purdue.
That's right, Stu. I'm gonna talk to you later, my brother.
Love you, bro.
Love you, Stu.
Hey, Andy's hilarious, man. Y'all acting like Verone McKinley don't exist.
Not Verone, high stakes McKinley.
Yo, Andy, yo, Verone. I love what the Nation Zone said. That's Andy's sincere McCormick, but mine actually worked out.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy. Hey, stick to the trenches, motherfucker.
No, Verone, like yo, dog, Verone McKinley, bro.
Hey, it's so funny because I hit up Andy. I told you on the phone. I said, yo, I'm moving home. I want you to work with my son. He said, what the fuck? Is he a fucking defensive tackle? Is he a fucking offensive lineman now? What the fuck? What you want me to do with him? Andy ain't shit, bro.
Yo, you know what was crazy with his shit, man? BetUS, man. Go head on over to BetUS. Head on over to BetUS.
You're going off the rails.
150% bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your next two deposits.
Using promo code YouTube150 up to
damn right.
$2,000. Fastest payouts in the industry. You guys make sure to tap in with BetUS. Tell them we sent you. This live stream is powered by BetUS. And like Stu said, I love everyone. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Salute the Ty. My bad, we're behind on the supers, brother. Send a super on the OLV channel. Which one are you reading? I'm reading the supers, but we in our bag right now. My apologies, Ty. Our brother, man. Salute to Eris. Wasted trying to pay this roster in blocks.
Damn, bro. Come on, dog. That's Graphk, bro. That's great. Graphk Soup Kitchen Graphk, man.
Hey, man, y'all motherfuckers.
You would be able to because you have a rookie QB. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You don't have anybody making no hell of a lot of money besides Max and Christian Wilkins, bro.
Salute to my brother Jason.
Get out of here with your crap.
Salute to my brother Jason Hunter in the building, man. We need to bring him on and have him take Wasted spot. Salute to David Walker. No, you would be able to because
take my spot on my own.
Yo, salute to Walker. You would be able to because you will have a rookie quarterback. Well, the thing is this. I honestly Wasted because I think we owe Gardner Minshew like $3 million next year. Like we're not bringing him back. We know that relationship is It's irreparable. He's not coming back, right? How much do you think we pay? Because Darnold may be a guy where he ends up with $20-30 million next year if he continues to play the way he's playing. Regardless, if it works out wherever he goes, he's going to get paid a shit ton of money because of the production and the success he's having with Minnesota and Kevin O'Connell in that offense. Like, realistically, how much money do you think we allocate to the quarterback position outside of that number one pick?
It depends on the level of quarterback you're bringing in. Now, if you have a number one pick quarterback, you can't bring in Sam Darnold, right? Like, if you have a number one, like the number one.
No. Yeah.
The number one pick.
I only said that if he went BPA and took Travis Hunter.
Yeah, then you can bring in Sam Darnold, and then you can get a quarterback that is a little bit less heralded because you don't got to pay him as much, and he's getting paid at the back end of the draft. Then it's a little different. When you're talking about the number one pick, there's an expectation that guy is going to be freaking, the guy going forward. You know what I mean? So I don't think Sam Darnold's next trip in the National Football League is going to be a situation where he's just a placeholder. I think Sam Darnold is a guy who is really going to get an opportunity to start somewhere.
I think he'll probably get like a 3-year deal, 2-year, third team option.
Because there's some teams out there, and it's funny as one team that you're gonna laugh at. I'm already laughing at you. Yo, he could possibly go back to the New York Jets because
I had him go to the Giants.
Yeah, the Jets or the Giants. He could possibly come back and play in East Rutherford because this is a guy who is going to be in a situation where he's going to want to start.
Yeah.
The New York Jets are in a bad way. They're going to lose Aaron Rodgers. They got rid of Zach Wilson. They got a kid that they don't have a lot invested in for Florida State. I can see the Jets correcting the wrong that they made in getting rid of Sam Darnold. I think they pulled the trigger on him too fast, man.
I see the Giants paying Sam Darnold, taking the best offensive lineman available there early in the draft, and then moving up and potentially getting a Carson Beck or Jalen Milroe out of Alabama.
Carson Beck is a guy that it doesn't seem like he's very focused on football.
We talked about that.
And now he's focused on the game.
Now he's dealing with some type of injury as well. I know he was, ruled out of that Texas game. And
you can't bring Carson Beck to New York. And I'm going to be honest with you. Yesterday, they were flying a plane over Giant Stadium, talking about stop this dumpster fire.
Yeah.
The Giant fans and the New York fan base want blood, and they want a quarterback.
Yeah,
they're going to get it.
Yeah,
there's no metric that I see them going BPA.
What if they did? What if they did what we're talking about? Pay Sam Darnold, get the best offensive lineman in the draft, and then you go get a Drew Allar. You allow him to sit 6'5", big body guy, and
Drew Allar comes out, he's going to be a top 5 pick.
Josh Allen comparison, you guys, for those who don't know, it's always, and who was the guy that helped develop him? Brian DeBall. If he's given the keys to the Giants next year, I can see them drafting Drew Allar.
He's going to take him. He would take him over Ward and Sanders. And to be honest with you, and guys, I've been telling y'all about Drew Allar all season. I've been telling everybody. I had some bozo hit me up talking about your boy Allar not looking too good against Oregon, and then he smoked Oregon. He almost won that game. Yeah. Drew Allar is to me, if I'm a GM, this reminds me of the Tua Justin Herbert year, where there was everybody and their mother saying Tua's the best guy. You got to take Tua, and Herbert wound up being the guy. Even though Tua is a good quarterback in his own right, I personally feel like Drew Allar is this year's Justin Herbert. And I can see Coupon Tom, if we win a game or two, if we're sitting there at pick number 3, I can see him taking 100%.
I can see Allar being a real option if we fall out of that top 5 range and Shador and Cam.
Even top 3, you can take him. You can take him because of the measurables. He's a quarterback.
Could you imagine, bro? Real quick, my bad. I don't want to cut you off, but I did. And I'm sorry. Not my apologies, brother. And I love you, man. Even though you have the worst take in the world on Safety Room, I love you, bro.
Bro, listen. You sometimes I gotta set you straight.
But I have to ask you this: could you imagine the pressure that Tom Telesco has with this fan base in order to locate the quarterback? Like, this is the worst pressure I think any of our general managers have had in recent memory, because Shador or Cam, right? Most is Shador, some is Cam Ward. Like, could you imagine the pressure of him if he has another idea in his head? It's like, look, man, this is the plan. I think Drew Allar is the guy. I think he's the guy. How can he get away with taking that guy if we're there at 1 or 2 and both of those guys are potentially available? If let's just say Jacksonville falls at 1 or ends up at 1 and they take Travis Hunter, which, it can happen.
You do what's right and not what's popular. But if you're Tom Telesco, you got to be smart. You come away with a king's ransom for somebody to move into your place to get Cam Ward. You're not the only. Everybody else is in the football business too. So if you have somebody that has like a hankering for having a Cam Ward in their building, and say for instance they're in that 5 to 6 or 7 range, right?
Hankering.
That's right. Just like Atlanta had a hankering for Penix. Right.
Big zoom.
That's right. Hold on. You already know. So this is the thing. I can see Coupon Tom being like, "Hey, man, it was an offer we couldn't refuse. We got a number 1 next year for them to move up. Yeah. We got another number 2. It was an offer I couldn't refuse. Right? Then you go, you take a law, you get away with your quarterback in the future that you wanted anyway, and you have premium draft compensation. These kind of moves are made every single year. The thing about the Raiders is we haven't had GMs that are savvy enough to play those kind of games.
Yeah.
I think Coupon Tom is that kind of guy.
Definitely. Salute to Jose. Y'all see Drew Lock run into 2 defenders when he had an open hole in the middle of the field. I like the 2 linebackers Telesco drafted in LA, 45 and 0. We talked about him a lot, the young pup. Dion, was it Dion? Yeah, Dion Henley, right?
Yeah, that Big U son.
Yeah, Big U son. We talked about him. We actually had him in most of our mock drafts going to the Raiders. Definitely a great linebacker for them. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing with the Giants, Jose, right? I think it's like Drew, he runs into 2 defenders. You got Daniel Jones who runs for 80 yards and trips over his own feet before he gets to the end zone. It's a Giants thing. You don't really find out how goofy you are until you go to the New York Giants.
What it is the ghost of Jimmy Hoffa buried under Giant Stadium, tripping you up.
Salute to Jose, my dog, man. Salute to director as well. Bro, Brady needs to get out of the booth and take the L on that endeavor. We need him in the front office ASAP. Let me say this. I don't even enjoy listening to Tom talk football, man. It's actually – I don't enjoy it. It doesn't flow. I know it's going to take some time for him to put it all together, just because he knows the game, but it's like it doesn't do it for me.
It's not because he's Tom Brady, bro. Like sometimes you are
maybe it's because the only version of Tom Brady I like is the one that's in the Raiders building. That's it. That's the only version I like of Tom Brady.
It's not that, bro. What it is when you have a person that looms that large, right? Their resume and who they are, it's bigger than the job that they have. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I remember when Magic Johnson was a commentator for Channel 4, and he tried to do TNT, and it's cool to hear Magic talk, but it's like, yo, you're Magic fucking Johnson, bro. Yeah. Like I remember when all the other players would try to talk to Magic and talk like Barkley and them, and it's like, yo, shut up.
Yeah, it's Magic.
Even Shaq. Yeah. Even Shaq. You'd be like, yo, Shaq, shut up, man. This is Magic. You can't do that G14 clearance with Magic. It's Magic, bro. It's a top 4 guy ever in the sport. That's what kind of player Tom Brady is, bro.
He's also getting paid $300 million. He's going to show up every week.
No, I get it. But I'm saying it's just it's a little weird as a fan because it's like, well, it's like back when Magic was talking about Michael Jordan. Who game is it? It's Michael Jordan game. Like, come on, dog. You Magic, bro. Stop.
Yo. No, but salute the director. But yeah, you can't take that L. It's a $300 million L. Like there's no way. This he's gonna get his money. He's gonna hold it down. I don't know if he goes through his entire contract. Maybe there's other future endeavors he wants to get involved in. I don't know, but I mean, he can't miss out on it, bro. That was a good Magic too, bro. That was a really, really good Magic Johnson, bro. It's somebody that's my favorite basketball player of all time, bro. Like you definitely hit and I remember that, and that was terrible.
It was horrible. He come out.
Hey, the big ass suits and shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, that man thought he had one, bro. It was that was terrible in the Vibe talk show. Remember the Vibe?
Oh yeah, with the dude from
not Jamie Foxx show.
He's down with the way Chris.
Chris.
But he was the dude in Don't Drink Your Juice.
Yeah, yeah.
He was supposed to be a Sharif character. Yeah, don't be a menace.
Yep.
Like, my beautiful sister, you move out the way. That was terrible. That show, the Keenan Ivory Wayne show.
Let me see.
That wasn't bad. Keenan Ivory Wayne's talk show wasn't that bad.
Chris, why am I like drawing a blank right here?
Comedian Chris
Spencer, right?
Spencer. Chris.
Hey, just came to my head. There we go. Chris
High Stakes Spencer.
So real quick, we're not done yet, you guys. I'm going to get back to this game. Moving just yesterday, if you had to, right? Because I'm going to give you some game balls and I'm going to give you some what.
Whoa. Keep your game balls to yourself, pal.
I'll keep my game balls to myself. But
the F up out of here, Graphk.
Sincere McCormick, 15 carries, 78 yards, average 5.2 a clip. He had a long of 29 yards. Sincere was running the football effective. There was even a big play that he had that got called back on a penalty, which I was very, very pissed off about. Sincere McCormick, man, in your eyes wasted, is this a guy that you can think of in terms of our future running back room as being an option? Can he be number 2? Can he potentially be the number 3 option? Can he potentially be the number 1 option? Do you think that Sincere can be the guy, one of the guys moving forward?
I think Sincere should be in your running back room because, say, for instance, somebody's better than that kid. That means you got a damn good running back, right?
There you go.
And you got a damn good guy that's not making a whole hell of a lot of money that you don't have a lot of invested in to give you starter, minutes. Like Sincere McCormick could be, this generation's like Lamont Jordan.
I like that.
Like Lamont Jordan and when he was with the Jets, because when he came to the Raiders, he got paid coming here. But when he was with the Jets, he was a great backup for Curtis Martin. Yeah,
but I could definitely see him being the number 2 option and maybe like a lightning to somebody else's thunder. You know what I'm saying? I could see that. He's definitely earning that chance to come back. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see, but I got to give him one, man. He looked really good out there. Give Michael Mayer one, man. Through all the obstacles that he went through this offseason, and we're not going to speculate. We've already done it enough. We don't know what he went through, but he left, the organization for a while to get right. Whether it was family, whether it was a mental thing, whatever it was, Michael Mayer has come back and these first few weeks, he's just pretty much just been in the blocking game, right? Like we're sitting here thinking, when the hell is Michael Mayer going to be the Michael Mayer from Notre Dame that me and you grew to love because we're fighting Irish guys?
Yeah.
7 receptions on 9 targets yesterday. He has 68 yards, average 9.7 a clip. He went out there and he earned his stripes. I know it took away from our other guy, Brock, and we're excited about him because he could potentially break record after record. He broke one yesterday, the Sam Laporta rookie reception record, which phenomenal. Salute to our guy, Brock. But got to give Michael Mayer one, man. And also Jacoby Myers. Once again, silently, it didn't seem like there was a lot of production, because realistically, we only had 205 yards in the air. So it was pretty nasty. But he had 7 catches on 10 targets for 67 yards. These are back-to-back weeks where he had 100, he had 97, he has 67. He's slowly climbing up to that 1K for the first time in his career, Wasted.
Yeah, man. I mean, because he's the featured guy for the first time in his career, and he deserves it, man.
Yeah.
He's a hard-working player, man. I'm a real big fan of Jacoby Meyer. He's a guy that I would love to bring back and keep in his wide receiver room.
Definitely. And he still has one more year left on his deal. And the good thing is he won't cost a shit ton of money. This is, to me, Mr. Reliable. This is Michael Crabtree 2.0. You bring him back and have a number 1 option outside of Brock Bowers.
I mean,
this guy could be phenomenal for you.
Of course. Or if you go out there and the room is better than the sum of its parts, right? Where you go out and you draft a talented kid, in the back of the draft, 4th round, 3rd round. You bring a free agent that's comparable. And you have a wide receiver room that's mixed with different skill sets. The big rangy guy, the speedy guy. You keep Trey Tucker. You have a really good wide receiver room. It would be similar to the way the wide receiver room was built in Houston back in the 90s. You had Hayward Jeffries, Ernest Givens, Webster Slaughter. Even though some of those guys, like Webster Slaughter, used to be a star and they were really good players. But when they first started, they were young players and they built that room up. And I would love to see something like that.
We need a true X. That's what we need in the offseason. Whether that's in the draft or free agency, you got to bring in another X. You need that big body.
It could be a young X, right? It could
well, definitely.
A guy like Pickens, a guy that we.
This is why I wish we didn't need a quarterback this year, because you can go get McMillan, that big body guy out of Arizona, and now you have your X of the future. Could you imagine McMillan with the quarterback already in play?
Brock
Bowers and Michael Mayer? Come on, bro.
Be a star. But bro, the funny thing about wide receivers in this league, there's a lot of top-end talent that were picked very early, right? But you got a lot of guys that are superstars in this league that were not picked super, super early, man.
Yeah.
You can find talent at the wide receiver position, man. The talent is everywhere in this draft. Man, there's a lot of guys, a lot of them SEC guys, man.
I got to throw this out there, too. Just because I stated at the beginning that New England's going to throw a shit ton of money, you guys remember this. these kind of players, T. Higgins is young, 25, 26 years old. You know, you have a Brock Bowers, you have all these other guys in place. It's Las Vegas. There's no state tax. Essentially, if New England offers you a shit ton of money, we can still offer him a lower bag and still pretty much pay him the same amount of money because of the no state tax in Las Vegas. So remember, man, like even if New England offers him more money, and let's just say that Tom Telesco wants to pay a wide receiver in free agency. That's not saying it's going to happen, but if he wants to, there's still a very good option that we can go out there and make T. Higgins one of the highest paid wide receivers to be your guy.
Let me tell you something. With a young quarterback, their best friend is their offensive line. If you're going to take any money and put it into this offense in a free agent sense, the best thing is for you to go out there and go locate the best offensive linemen available in free agency that are starters who have been successful. Yeah. Because if you could protect Shedeur in the National Football League right out the rip, he at the very minimum is going to have you over 500. Yeah. And I'm saying that already without even seeing a snap of him in the National Football League.
There's going to be a few guys out there, Mikey. Ricky White is definitely a guy, local guy that they've probably had their eyes on that plays in the same building as the Raiders. They know he is as a young pup out there in San Jose State that we're going to be talking about a lot in the offseason. There's going to be some other options, definitely, man. But just, something to keep an eye on. Let's look at the defense real quick before we get out of here. Once again.
I give my game balls before you're going to just steal all. Listen, you try to you can't spread your raggedy game balls all over the place.
Me. Without me AOing you. Hey, yo.
Let me tell you something, man. These game balls are as smooth as eggs. let me spread them around. Spread it all around.
Okay, so I took the offense. Go ahead.
Hey, man. Trayvon Merrick, the guy who's not going to get his paid as much as you think, man. 5 tackles, 3 assists, half a sack. Played excellent. He played phenomenal. He's the highest rated player in the game.
He had 8 total.
Yeah, but this is the thing. He was the highest rated player by PFF on both sides of the football.
Yep, you're right.
Like a 96.3 rating. Mm-hmm. Listen, surprisingly, Darnay Holmes, man.
Bro, that one-handed sack. Oh, pause of Nessa. God, did you see him literally grab Baker by his shit and just
his shit or his jersey?
It's a Northern California thing, bro. When you grab by his shit, bro. Like,
everything's a Northern California thing. Get the F up out of here, man.
I mean, what do you expect from a motherfucker that's from a place called Sac? You know what I'm saying? It just happened. It happened.
Yo, my guy, Jason.
Clear cut.
Jason with the pick.
Let's go for bringing him in and reviving his career.
Yo, and this is a guy you got to keep. He's everything that Tyree Wilson has, and Tyree Wilson has been playing okay too, right? Yeah. But he's everything that we expect, that explosiveness that we wanted to see from Tyree Wilson. Mm-hmm. Chasen is very, very, if he's nothing else, he's very explosive.
Yeah, facts. Well, give Chasen one. I'll say this, man. Jack Jones didn't have a great game, but I have to give him some credit yesterday because we kind of killed him on a live. He gave up a pass interference that put Tampa Bay in prime real estate to score. The following play, he goes out there and gets a pick in the end zone, gets us the football back. I want to give Jack because we've been saying, right, it's he's a boomer bust. Big play, give up, makes a big play. That's kind of been the Jack Jones experience in a nutshell in the silver and black, right? Gives up a big play, makes a big play. He did that yesterday.
He's a better the kid that went to Detroit. He is
Amik
Robertson. He's a better Amik Robertson.
Okay, but also, you know what? I like that you did the whole Darnay because 7 tackles, 4 solo. He had a sack. He had a tackle for loss. He had a QB hit, a pass defense as well that we didn't talk about. I believe he jumped across, like I forgot the exact play. I could be wrong, but I swore this was Darnay where he jumped across the other side of his body. For the pass, it was a phenomenal play. Darnay had a great, but give Jonah Lalu one as well.
Listen, and I was going there because he's a guy that really played his way on this roster, man, with just grit. This is a guy that was picked up, another Coupon Tom Jim, another Coupon Tom Jim. He's a rookie. He was not drafted by the Raiders. Got him off the scrap heap, and he's come in here and played his way off the practice squad. And to really, really playing some really, really meaningful snaps for the Raiders. And this is a guy that now you're going to have some decisions on guys that have been drafted not by Tom Telesco, guys like, Matthew Butler and guys like that are not going to be here because this guy is a guy that the Raiders, you'd be stupid not to keep him. He's cheap. effective. He's young and he could be developed. You have to keep players like that. That is how you get depth on a
and
football.
Welcome to the NFL, Amari Burney. Phenomenal play to get to the quarterback. I want to give him his credit, give him his kudos. It's good to see our young former 6th-round pick out of Florida, our linebacker, finally getting some burn. Give him some flowers as well. We got to give a few what the fucks though, okay? We got to give a few what the fuck, because there was some what the fuck. Aidan O'Connell, dog. Let me talk to you real quick, man. After the Kansas City game, 340, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Play phenomenal. You're playing one of the bottom of the basement in the NFL defenses. They're not great against the pass. They're not great against the run. You go out there and essentially almost threw 3 picks. A few of them were taken back. He threw one ugly one, and he looked
right in the red zone too. And
yes,
it was in the red zone too.
Lost out there, bro. Aidan O'Connell, what the fuck award number 1 goes to you? Like, I think it's kind of simple and plain. What the fuck? Is there really any other what the fuck?
Antonio Pierce. What the fuck, Antonio? Look, the decision to punt late in the game, bro, when you could just go for it, possibly score, tie the game up, and then try to win the game at the end. And Graphk was talking about this. We talked about this on the air, so I don't want to we see things the same. I don't want to steal your insight, but that's great insight, right? Then listen, the challenge, the Eric challenge, and why throughout this season, and people say you can't blame AP for that. I can blame him for taking the word of a guy who's led you and steered you wrong at every turn.
Yeah.
Listen, what's the definition of insanity, Graphk? I say it all the time, right?
Doing the same shit, expecting different results.
Yes, it's the definition of insanity. So every time you lean on this bum, he gives you information and it's wrong every goddamn time.
I got 2 more. I got 2 more. What the fuck? And I'm gonna give 1 more game ball as well. But I have to say this, man. Aidan, you had an opportunity to at least open up some dialogue for next season. You had an opportunity. People are already doing it. Me and Wasted refused to do it. But you had an opportunity coming off that big game against the Chiefs to actually throw your name in the hat, throw it in the ring, so to speak, to maybe go out there and battle for, one of those quarterback. Well, let me just say this, because a lot of people think he can be the guy in the future. You had an opportunity, man, a big opportunity, and you blew it. I know you got hurt, and thank God you're not injured, and it's not a really serious injury, but you had an opportunity to do something, man. 4th-round guy, walk on to Purdue. You had an opportunity to change the narrative, and you shit the bed, man. But I got to give another one. I'm going to give 2. The first, what the fuck? The Turners. Everybody's all high, this is You guys, the 4-game experience, yes, it's been a little bit more enjoyable. Luke Getsy averaged 19 points a game. These guys are only averaging 17 a game in the first 4 weeks. So I think if people are just excited that Luke Getsy's gone, right? Just that he's gone, and it's just like it just looks different. But we're still not scoring. We're still not scoring points here, you guys. Yeah, we're not scoring points. We're not scoring points. I got to give the Turner guys a what the fuck. I have to, bro, because you put up 13 points on one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Nasty work. And 1 more game ball. Give it to DCam. Look, man, he has been baptism by fire thus far this early in his rookie career.
It's going to be a hell of a duo.
DCam looked good against Mike Evans. Outside of that one big play that he had 32 yards, he was keeping him in check. He had 4 receptions for 69 yards. Yeah. You take away that 32-yarder, he was only targeted 6 times.
Yeah, because he got another big body DB that he's not used to dealing with.
Yes.
That can deal with Mike Evans physically. Mike Evans is a bully out there on the edge.
Yeah.
He is a bully out there, man. And now you got a corner that can physically stay with him.
Mm-hmm. But give DCam his credit. He kept a future Hall of Famer in check on the road. You definitely got to give him some credit. Got to, man, because Evans is one of the better better wide receivers of all time. You know what I'm saying? So got to give his credit. Salute to Stu.
And listen, I gotta. My guy Tim Chubb is absolutely right. Can we give Patrick Graham a what the fuck?
Oh, but I was waiting for you to do it.
Now, listen, there's some pretty stats that we have. When you start talking about defense, when you get interceptions and guys get home to the quarterback and get sacks and things like that, it makes the day look a lot better than it actually is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can have all those things happen and the defense can still look like dog shit when you really look at the way the ball's being moved first downs and the way teams are able to move up and down the football field on you. And that was something, this is a game that the Raiders lost. They let the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ring up 28 points on them. Right. And that's not a lot of points, but based off of how limited they are and some of the guys that got hurt and what's going on with Tampa Bay, that should have never been. Right. I just want to say we can't be prisoners of the moment. The whole Turner experiment, what they did was they essentially came in and made it look better when we lose. And they're very good at that. But you can't tell me that we need to run it back next year. Look, do I think that the Turner should have got first crack and first cut when it came to being offensive coordinator? I do, right? Because to me, they look more competent than Luke Getz.
You from Baltimore now?
I do. Oh, shut your... Yo, bro. Yo, do you love just stopping me in mid-sentence?
But did you hear that, bro?
Get the F up out of here. I wish I could hit you right now.
Never heard the Maryland wasted. That's crazy.
Bro, get that F up out of here. The F is wrong with you.
My bad, man. I'm sorry.
Fucking here.
Hey, what
right now?
Listen, what did I do? Yes.
Got F up out of here.
Look, the Stu. Aidan had me hot. He had us all hot yesterday, Stu. We were pissed, bro. We were thinking Aidan was going to come out. Bro, I actually picked the Raiders to win yesterday. The first time in forever. I said the Raiders are going to win this football game.
I told you no.
And no, wrong.
No.
Wrong.
You know why? Because they're going to do something stupid. They're going to wait till the last game of the season and win. They're going to wait till the last game of the season.
Loso, yes. And I've heard from numerous people within the organization that people are sick and tired of Matt Sheldon's game management and what he is doing with this. And AP leans on him so heavily because I believe Matt Sheldon has like over 20 years of experience in game management. And it looks like this dude just started last week. So, yes, he needs to go, Loso. We've heard from numerous people that this guy is a guy that he leans on heavily, and rightfully so, right? AP's a new head coach. Matt Sheldon has the experience, but he has been terrible in terms of game management. Nasty. But go ahead. Go back into your spiel with Patrick Graham before we get out of here. My bad.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
I do. You were saying something along the lines of
F up out of here with your effing nonsense. So, do me a favor. What do you think about Patrick Graham? You knew I was about to do something.
I
you
know.
knew it. You know it. You just know.
I'm not going to do it.
Look, it's too much.
I'm not going to do it.
Yo, bro, so now let's find out up in the wire now.
Yo.
Be like, hey, Graphk, tell him what need be.
Yo, let me see. Salute to ask now. Whose playbook is better, Norv Turner or Getsy's? They're both ass.
It's the same playbook, though. I don't think Norv Turner came in and brought his playbook. But
even if he did, I mean, it's a.
But bro, Norv Turner won fucking 3 Super Bowls being offensive
in the 90s. Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Luke Getsy
with one of the best offensive lines in the world, with a Hall of Fame quarterback, with a Hall of Fame running back, with a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
He hasn't even won a ticket in a fortune cookie. Get the F up out of here. I'm hitting every button I can. Yo, Norv Turner won 3 Super Bowls, so of course his is better.
Yes, with the best offensive line, one of them of all time. Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame running back, Hall of Fame wide receiver, and a great defense. Yes, you're right.
Man, but you know what though? He had the mind to get them to where they needed to go, right? So you got to look at it like that. But
well, let me say this real quick. Hopefully, you guys have the mind to go over to BetUS. This live stream was powered by BetUS. Make sure to get over there, man, and get 150% bonus on your first deposit. 125%.
Wait, hold on. 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000. YouTube code 150. And this stream has been powered by BetUS, Graphk and Wasted, and my speech impediment that I've just developed.
Fastest payouts in the industry, guys. Up to $2,000. Use promo code YouTube. Hold on. YouTube 150. Make sure. Tell them we sent you guys. Once again, man, this live stream was powered by BetUS. We will be active all week long, you guys. As always, Graphk and Stu show tomorrow morning. Make sure you tap in 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We will be talking. Stu's going to give his takes on this game. We're going to talk about the upcoming Monday Night Football game with the Atlanta Falcons as well. Wasted will be right back on his soapbox on his channel tomorrow. Solo shows galore. Make sure to tune in. And we're going to do 2 Graphk and Wasted and Graphk shows this week. Let's double up.
Listen, that's what we do. I want to say thank you guys in the chat for always supporting and really keeping this channel thriving and the show thriving in a really dark time in Raider Nation, man. This is one of the worst seasons, bro, that I can remember. This makes me think about 2006. Yeah. This makes me think about the Joe Bugle year. This like 1996. Yeah. This has been bad, man. It's been painful and it's hard to deal with because, when you talk about myself, you talk about Graphk Raider, you can say what you want, but we love this team and the passion is not coming from a false place, right? And it's hard to come on here and then break this shit down because it's like you're getting punched in the gut again, man. So I want to thank every single one of you guys who've been ripping and rolling and rocking with us throughout the season.
Facts, man. Salute to Ty. This stream is powered by Wasted's blood pressure. Salute, man, to Mondo, OLV, GOAT content. Appreciate my guy. Salute also to Mario. Best Raiders content by far. Raider Nation for life. Salute to PJ Houston. Green Dot Game Therapy is real. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you guys so much for all the kind words in the building. Now you guys go do whatever you do tonight. Just make sure you guys are safe. And hopefully we see y'all tomorrow.
Let them know.
Hey, wait, hold on. I'm not done yet. There will be more content tomorrow over here on OLV Raiders Network.
Get the F up out of here. I don't want to hear this crap.
There will be more content tomorrow. So do what you do. And hopefully, man, you guys hit that subscribe button, pay your bar tabs, wipe them out of here, and all that good shit. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all stay 8 toes down like Dion. We are out. 1.